Okay. um, Welcome, my lovelies and my lovies, and my lovey squad. um, I just wanted to take a minute and talk about something that has been constantly challenging me. It took forever for me to get the nerve to go ahead and film this video. And not just because I have blue hair. Okay, I'm going through some artistic stuff right now. This is not just mom me, this is artist me. So disregard the blue hair if it offends you. Hey, find someone else to listen to. So what is it? Guilt, procrastination, avoiding real rest, and just a lot of self-blame and negativity. It took me so long to go ahead and press record. I had to go on Pinterest and find a lot of inspirational things. I had to go on IG and look up like mom boss type things, just anything to help remind me that I'm not alone. And I think that's one of a big issue when it comes to motherhood. We are told that we are to be super at all times. We are told that there is no quitting in this. Not that you want to, but you go through things, right? I can say I have 5 beautiful children with and their fathers who I have a respect and love for in one instance, but also disappointment. And because I've had to do this job mostly myself, there's a guilt factor there. And it always has been. And I just never felt like I was qualified enough to say anything, not to speak to anybody, not to, talk about my experiences. I felt like if I wasn't freaking Claire Huxtable, or whatever, then I'm not qualified, right? So that's so far from the truth. The other thing is just learning to get up and do it. I'm always kind of like, well, I can't, talk about mental health. I haven't, gotten a degree in it, or maybe I should just let my hair out, or maybe I should sleep it. I can't speak on depression and things like that. People are gonna think something's wrong with me, and it's about to come. And the fact that those thoughts come to our minds, to my mind, instead of it being like, hey, this is real, shows you where our society is today. The fact that social media and the culture is about looking perfect, making sure those ankles right, making sure that hairline right, making sure your clothes and the labels are right, making sure that you look the part, right? And I had to get to the point where I was okay with not being that. It is, who knows what time, it is 1:18 in the morning. This is the only time I have. I have been doing this for years, okay? And when I say this, I just mean trying to take the creative part of myself and doing something with it other than dreaming about it. I've been doing this for years, and I can remember waking up when I was around 24 or 25, and I had 3 children by then, and I was newly married, and it was tumultuous. It was pretty ugly. We broke up like the day after we got married, and no matter how many times we tried to work it out, it just wasn't gonna go. Muslim, not Muslim, it doesn't matter. That wasn't the reason we broke up, but that's another subject for another day. I woke up saying, what happened? How did I get to this point? Not just with no man there to support me, no job, and a lot of, remembering of what I was supposed to be, what I was supposed to do, and how am I going to be her now? I have all these little people. I kept trying to figure out a way to still be me, or who I thought I was, and be a mom too. And I realized that one of the two was going to suffer if I didn't find a happy medium, right? And I can say it took for me to get to a really, really low point in life around the time that after I had my 4th child, then I was pregnant with another baby who did not make it. And that was the time of my life where I was like, if you don't do something different, sis, you're not going to make it. And I'm not just talking about physically, because at that point I was going through some heavy emotional stuff, like real dark. And so I was like, you got to do something different. Now, yes, things of your past haven't been the greatest, and It's a lot of people disappointed in the moves you made. There's a whole lot going on. But does that give you a right to fail? Does that give you a reason to fail? Does it give you an excuse to fail? The answer is no, it doesn't. Okay, so I had to choose me, and I had to say, onlookers be damned. Okay, and it wasn't easy doing that because I care a lot about the people's opinion of me, but it's not a more superficial thing. It's like, I don't care if you like my clothes. I don't care if you like the music I listen to, but when it comes to my parenting and like career and stuff like, I just feel like a rock star. So, it was important to me. And when I wasn't living up to the potential I knew was inside of me, it caused depression, it caused anxiety. I mean, going to the grocery store at one point, I had to prepare myself mentally to be judged. And that's where it was coming from. I wasn't just being judged. It was more about what I already thought about myself. I was already feeling like an underachiever. I was already putting out the vibe that I knew I wasn't doing as much as I could do. And how can I say about, I didn't have to kill that part of me, the creative part of me, or bury the girl I used to be. She just had to grow up, right? And not only grow up, she had to be put in her proper place. Mom, me, and the artist, me, you know, and the other parts of me, that's a whole lot going on this level system. I'm a human being, and there's more to me than just a person who laid down and had children and whose relationships didn't work, marriages didn't work, who, you know, isn't revered or honored or, you know, appreciated in any kind of way. It's more in my life, and I had to tell myself, you might feel bad. The reason it's going to continue to feel bad and look bad is because you haven't forgiven you yet. You haven't given yourself permission to be successful. You haven't given yourself permission to move forward. You're still stuck in the disappointment of all those who told you you weren't good enough, and you believed them. That was my problem. Not that I wasn't supposed to have hardships. My problem was that I believed I didn't deserve to move forward. And there was a time where I felt like I was a horrible mom. Even though I've never given up, even though I've always been there, I just knew where I was up here. I was just so sad. I was lamenting the death of my past. I was lamenting the death of who I used to be, or who I thought I was. And it took for me to go all the way down to get to a point where I could appreciate where I am now. It's been a long road. So I wanted to start this out at first, just talking about being a mom boss, or just being a boss, period. Getting over guilt and getting over shame is one of the first things you have to tackle when you're feeling, when you feel like you're failing, when you feel like you're behind. And that was one of my biggest issues. The thought of being judged. I have a lot to say. I have a lot of talents, and that could put me on a platform that puts me in front of the world. Could be, if I chose to go that route. And all I could think of is who was going to tear me down, who's going to come for me, who's going to say this, who's going to say that, who's going to do this, who's going to do that. It wasn't until I put in the kind of work that I could look at myself in the mirror and look at myself without anything extra, just looking at me and saying, you know what? You got this, queen. You don't just got this, Amira. You got this, queen. And my children are proud of me, and I'm proud of me. And so it's a lot of other topics I would love to get into, but on this one right here, for maybe you want to call it introductory, making up new words, introductory video about self-care and mental wellness under the label of Kudos&Kare. 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 What does that even mean? To give yourself accolades, honey. Clap for your motherfucking self. Clap for you. Okay? Kudos&Kare. Self-care and wellness. And making sure that you're not forgetting yourself. That you're not leaving yourself behind. That you're not living through the eyes of the people who think they know you. The eyes and the vision and the people who put you in a box and said, here, you sit right here. You're going nowhere. It's over for you. It's all about the kids now because you ain't. Sister, queen, mother, daughter, auntie, whoever you are, even the men out there, just as a person, as people, we gotta learn to forgive ourselves, give up that guilt so we can get rid of that shame, so we can tackle that depression and anxiety and tell yourself you deserve it. And not in a superficial way, oh girl, you deserve the best, you deserve the best. You deserve the best, but you deserve it first from yourself. It's not worth looking for someone else to just big up you. Oh yeah, you're doing so great, you're awesome. You know, you need people along the way that's going to pull your coattail, that's going to help you understand when you're wrong, that's going to help you get in your journey, get in your path. I have a lot of women who I admire, a lot of people I admire, and I can tell you there's a couple of women, even though we may not be as tight as we used to be, I've had some falling out with friends who meant the universe to me. They hurt so bad to not be friends with the people that I love, but needing to go through those experiences to grow me up and to really push me into the next part of my life. I had to be told that you can't do nothing about it. You ain't shit. You need help. You this, you that, you this. And after all of that was like, oh my God. Like my mind, all I could say was, is this it? Is this all I turned out to be? I had to learn how to not look at my mothering as a reflection of, or my downfalls or my, pitfalls in the journey of being a mother. Learning who knows how to take care of 5 kids, children, who knows how to take care of anybody. You barely know how to take care of yourself. Okay, and then you got the world saying, hey, you better get this right, you better be perfect. Then you got the part of yourself saying, wait, weren't you a singer? Wait, weren't you a dancer? Wait, weren't you a chef? Wait, didn't you used to write books? Write poetry, write songs? Don't you have a voice? What happened to you? What happened to you? That is the question that you'll have going through your head, and to instead of embracing the opportunity that is permitted to you every day you wake up, instead of embracing that, you beat up on yourself. And it's not fair. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to your family who believe in you. It's not fair to your children who still see you as the greatest thing since freaking sliced bread. It's not just because you bring them Panda Express. It's not just because you pay for their PlayStation subscription. It's not just because of the things you can give them. It's because they see in you what God sees in you. And those are the people, worth letting in. And for yourself, you are worth allowing yourself to succeed. Don't talk yourself out of succeeding or going for it, just because the past looked a little dingy, a little, rocky, and that you're never going to be 100% the good guy in the story. You're going to be the bad guy to someone, somewhere, always. But then think about the times that people were the bad guy to you, time and time again, and never cared to change it. They're good with it, right? And they're moving on with their lives. So the question is, why can't you? So, okay, that's it for now. Think about this, mom humor. Okay, like I said, it's 1-something in the morning. This is literally the only time. It's like, why is she so quiet? I hope you can even hear me. Why is she so quiet? Let me tell you why I'm quiet. Because those babies out there, while I'm in the bathroom, it's the only safe place in the house. Do you know they will find you? Do you know they will find you? They will find you. The children find me in the dark, especially the baby. If he don't feel, he likes to sleep with his hand in the shirt, hand in the shirt, and he wants to hold on me and stuck his little tongue or whatever. And the moment my body heat is gone, brother man is, he don't care where, it could be pitch black, dark in his house, and he still knows how to come knock on the door and find me. So, why is it quiet in here? Why am I whispering damn near? Why am I keeping my voice in a hush? Because the children will come and I won't be able to record anything. So I'm going to try my best to do this more in the daytime. This is my after work wig, excuse me. Now what it is when I'm not recording for Kudos&Kare or my Lumi Chic channel, when I'm not recording for Kudos&Kare, you know, I'm trying to do everything. What did I tell you? I told you he would find me. It never fails, even in the dark. The king is up. So now, whatever I was doing before is canceled. Because as long as King Avery's awake, or Avery Jamal, King Amir, as long as the brother man is awake, ain't nothing going down. So I'm going to take this on off my head, house full of sick babies, and head to sleep. Because if I don't, we will be up all night and I got to go to work in the morning. Okay? So, you know, be well, family. Love yourself. Forgive yourself. Let that guilt go. Okay? And I thank everything and everyone who ever had a hand in getting me straight, getting me together. Whether it was helping me have somewhere to stay, or helping me, you know, with my resume, or watching the children, or telling me about myself, or encouraging me, send me Bible verses, appreciating the music I write, loving the food I cook, wearing my jewelry, just being my friend, shooting me a text and making sure I'm all right. Anyone who does those things, I appreciate you. I love you. And I thank you so much for hanging in there with me. I don't plan on letting myself down. You want to get down? I don't plan on letting myself down. So if I'm not letting myself down, I'll totally make you proud when it's all said and done. And that's really it. Okay? So we love you. We love you. I'm going to get some theme music and everything, as long as it's not, you know, copyrighted. And, yeah, this is Amira. If you didn't know, Amira Rashay, A Rashay. You can follow me on Instagram at A Rashay or at Luminique. That's Lumini. I can't even spell my own IG page. Lumineek. Luminique, the Lumi Chic page. It's a personal blog, and I just put up. I love to take pictures of myself. I also love to animate myself. I like to look like a cartoon. So it's just a part of the fun. It's all a part of the fun. And I have another page. It was Moms Do Inc. But now it's another Instagram. It's called Mira Gets Her Life. That's MIRAHGETS, her life. Okay, so thank you all, and we will be talking to you soon. Say night-night. Can you say night-night? He ain't gonna say night-night. Peace.